What's going on YouTube? 0088 here, and we are reacting to the Eternals trailer. Marvel Studios Eternals. Now, I don't know too much about these guys. I know they're from Thanos' planet of Titan, I think. I've kind of forgotten already. That's why in my fanfiction that I'll be releasing at some point, my animated fanfiction of Endgame, you will see Angelina Jolie playing Thanos' mother, Suisan. Spoiler alert. But the problem is, she's not playing that in the actual Eternals. She's playing a completely different character. I think a lot of people assumed she might be playing Thanos' parents or Thanos' mother, or that we'd be discovering about Thanos' parents, but we're going to see the Eternals, a group of these super beings from, I think, Titan. Correct me if I'm wrong, I cannot remember for the life of me. Led by a guy called Icarus, who's going to be played by Robb Stark from Game of Thrones, or Richard Madden, that's his real name. And yeah, let's check it out. They've done some race changes, gender swaps, and a few other stuff to the characters from the comics, but I've never really had a problem with race changing and gender swapping more lesser known characters. Marvel always knows which ones to play with and which ones not to play with, unlike DC. Superman, I'm looking at you, DC. Anyway, let's check it out. Let's check this trailer out. I'll give you my thoughts on it. Because it's loud. What is this like? Moses about to free this. Okay. I was just when the Eternals came to Earth, maybe, I'm guessing.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Robb Stark. Okay. Well, she could just produce water. Okay.
We have helped them progress and seen them accomplish wonders.
They made Calf in Game of Thrones.
We have never interfered until
That character, I'll talk about that character in a minute. But... oh. Jon Snow! That's Black Knight! Man, they've really, the Eternals, I don't know what the Eternals are like in the comics, but just looking at them, it feels like Marvel are doing their own thing. That's what it feels like.
Thank you for this. Oh, you're welcome.
So now that Captain Rogers and Iron Man are both gone, who do you think's gonna lead the Avengers?
I could lead them.
Isn't Icarus the leader of the Eternals there? Okay, what the hell? I thought this was gonna be like years in the past. I'm very confused, man. So like, Icarus is talking about leading the Avengers, and this kid is talking about Captain Rogers and Iron Man being gone. Like, so this is obviously taking place now. I guess maybe we might see some bits from them in the past, and then bits from them now, current days. Weird. Anyway, if we look at the Eternals, I'm going to put a picture up now. If we look at the Eternals from the comic books, that's Icarus. That's who Richard Madden is playing in the front. Like, I don't know. If we look at the proper original Eternals, actually, to be fair, it looks more accurate to the original depiction. Like the way they're dressed and stuff, and their weird shiny outfits and stuff like that. There's another one. I guess, but you see the comic version. Okay, they got pretty shiny outfits. I guess that the suits are not that inaccurate, to be fair. But I know they don't even need to race change. It looks quite diverse in this comic. You got this dark skinned looking guy here who could either pass for black or Native American or Indian. You got this big dude here. She looks Asian already. Is that Cersei? And Where's that little kid? There was a little kid that's part of the Eternals, which I don't get why they gender swapped that kid. I think that's a girl playing her. But if you watch the trailer, you would think that's a little boy. What's the point of gender swapping and then making her look like a boy? I don't get what's the point. You might as well like kept it as a boy. I don't get all these. Like it's weird. Like I thought they would gender swap and then show some of her feminine characteristics. Like when the boys gender swap Stormfront, you could see clearly like there's a story reason for that. They wanted Homelander and Stormfront to have a romantic thing going on, which didn't happen in the comics because Stormfront was a man and Homelander's not gay. So that made sense why they gender swapped Stormfront to change the storyline a little bit to make a different dynamic. But when you're gonna gender swap like a character from Eternals that was originally a little boy into a girl and then make her look exactly like a little boy, it just seems like different. I mean, I know she doesn't have to act like a boy or do things a boy would do, you know, but I don't think it's gonna matter too much. So what's the point? You know, I don't get it. And then also Richard Madden playing Icarus, who's known for his bright blonde hair, is keeping his red hair. Or his brownish red hair in real life. I was thinking, why? Like, why not make him look like Icarus if he's going to play Icarus, right? Maybe they're going to do one of those things that the comic book movies like to do where they make the main character look like the actor and then some kind of tragic accident happens and then the main character suddenly transforms into what he's supposed to look like from the comics. I can't think of a film that's done that. I think they did it at X-Men when Rogue had normal brown hair, and then because her mutant genes start kicking in, and she started touching the wrong things, she started getting white strands of hair out of nowhere. Like, yeah, it's just cheesy stuff like that. But I doubt that's gonna happen. I feel like Richard Madden's gonna have his red hair, reddish brownish hair, all the way through. But there, the trailer looks, it's alright. I don't know much about it. You can see they're trying to really make people believe this is part of the MCU by making, I can't remember what that kid's name is now, making the kid talk about Captain America and Iron Man. And I feel like the Eternals wouldn't give a fuck about them. Based on what I know about the Eternals, I feel like the Eternals think they're probably better than that. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, Icarus is the leader, and they're laughing at him being the leader of the Avengers, even though he's supposed to be the leader of the Eternals, and he's supposed to be like a boss. Maybe he's going to grow to become leader in the storyline. We don't know anything yet. But yeah, strange one. I guess the whole point of the trailer is to show that they clearly came at a very early time during Earth and humanity and stuff like that. And then they clearly are living up until now because they're talking about Captain America and Iron Man. But anyway, that's my thoughts on the Eternals. I'm not super excited for it. One of the main reasons, actually, even though I haven't read the Eternals comics, you just one quick Google and you can see what they look like. And because they don't, especially Icarus, see, it's not just about race changes. I like things to look like the comics. Because Icarus, Richard Madden doesn't have the blonde hair, doesn't look like Icarus to me. It feels like it's not trying to be like the comic somehow. That's the vibes I'm getting. So it makes me less excited. It makes me less excited to look into it. Like I've been burnt a few times like this. That's what made me stop getting excited about the translation from comic to movie. Because when I watched Iron Man 3, I was like, oh, Iron Man 3 is going to have the Mandarin. It's going to talk about Extremis. It's going to be the Extremis armor and all this kind of... I read up the Extremis comic book, read up about the Mandarin, read some comics with the Mandarin in, read about how the Extremis works and how it grotesquely grows on your skin like these giant scabs and it gives you powers. And then in the movie, it's just this big, bright red flame and you had Aldrich Killian who replaced the Mandarin. The Mandarin was a stupid idiot. And I was like, okay, you know what? I can't be bothered to look into the source material anymore. If you're going to completely change it, make it stupid, and not even like... I'm not saying it needs to be exactly the same as the source material, but you need to like somehow honour it or adapt it in a way where it makes sense, not in a way where it just you do stupid decisions like make the Mandarin into a joke or something like that. That could have worked if you turn it back to normal, but anyway... I digress, and that's the reason why I don't get super excited about things like Eternals when I don't know too much about it, because when I see it doesn't even look like the characters much from the comics, I feel like they're not going to connect it much, so that it doesn't get me hyped. It doesn't make me want to look into the actual Eternals from the comics, you know, because the biggest fun about all these Marvel movies is the fact that you're watching these characters come to life. You know, characters come to life. You want to see the source material and then see how they make it come to life in movies. But if they're just going to do their own thing with it, it just makes you think, it could be anything. You could call it Returnal, like the game, and it would mean the same thing to the casual fans. But anyway, pass on. Please put the comments in. Give me all the dislikes you need to give me, and I'll catch you again. Peace.